What's up? What's up? It's time for Done Way Past Funny with your host, G.D. Fenderson. Join us as we take a look back at the early works of seasoned comedians before they were seasoned with this week's guest, Josh Dweh. It's time to get down and get dope with Done Way Past Funny. Hi, I'm G.D. Fenderson, certified forensic humorist at large, but I'm losing weight. This is part 2 of our interview with comedian Josh Dweh. Hope you enjoy it.
I have another question for you. When you get your hair redone, do your wife help or do it?
Actually, tonight she did, but usually no. Usually I do it myself.
Yeah.
So the reason she did it tonight is because this was still in the back. This is in the back, and there's up there. There's see.
Yeah.
And so I wanted it out, but once I got it out, I couldn't get the rubber band back. I couldn't put the rubber band back on there.
Okay.
And so once I got my hair where I wanted it, my wife went and did that for me. But that's the first time that I think it's the first time she's actually done my hair for me since I've had it.
All right. I just had to ask because, I know your audience know this, but maybe for those who may not, you are in an interracial relationship. So am I. I'm dating a Mexican. You dating a white lady. I was just like, because sometimes, they got to help me with my hair and it's a battle. And you're just like, all right. I know this is foreign to you.
Well, listen, I just explained to her what I needed done, but it's not like no, it's not like she actually had to twist my hair. Mm-hmm. I got a guy, James Lilly or Samaj Styles in Baltimore. He does my hair. I give him a shout out whenever possible. I've actually done entire segments about him doing my hair, him and my hair, and let him know because he does a good job.
Yeah, no, he does, man. It's really nice.
Yeah, I have to give him credit, because people will say, "Man, your hair looks nice." And as a matter of fact, I was doing a show out Midwest, out in Iowa, and I was coming out of a store. It's called Hy-Vee. I was coming out of the store, and I'm walking across the parking lot. I was going into the store. So I was going into the store because I was getting food for the hotel. Mm-hmm. So I'm going into the store, and this guy comes out, and he goes, I recognize you. I said, yes. I figured he just saw me perform. We talked 20 minutes about my hair, and when we're done, I was like, okay, he didn't say I was funny. And I didn't want to seem needy, but we just talked 20 minutes about my hair, and I want to know, but was I funny? But I never asked them. I never, and I don't ask anybody if they ever. I don't ask people if they think I'm funny, because I don't want people to ever have to lie to me because they think they'll hurt my feelings. Right. They won't. They don't. They can't hurt my feelings. I'm in charge of my feelings.
You're the Terminator. If your audience don't learn anything new from this episode specifically, they should know you're a Terminator. You roasted me the first 10 minutes into the show, and I think they should know you have no feelings.
Well, first of all, I didn't roast you for 10 minutes, but I know it may have felt like it, but also I was trying to make you feel at home because you like to roast people yourself.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. But yours hurt on a different level, G. You got a high ass IQ, bro. You be saying shit that sometimes can be possible, man.
That in a way is true. That's why I do not do those roast battles, because somebody be done killed my ass.
Yes.
and I can't, and they can't get me. And because if it's true and I don't like it, I should fix it. And if it's not true, it's not gonna ruffle my feathers. And the audience laughing at me doesn't bother me either. Somebody goes like, "Oh man, you so old that you got powdered sperm." I'd be like, "Okay, that's what you got." Okay.
Yeah,
No.
just something just to cut back at. But I get you. You want if you're going to roast, you want the roast to at least be like high level. Give you something to come back at.
Yeah. I've had. Well, I used to play basketball, and you know this about sports
Yeah.
that you can if you can get into somebody's head, you own them.
Hmm.
And so this one guy was like trying to get into my head. He was like, "Man, you trying to guard me? You trying to guard me? You can't guard me." And he's like wasting all this energy. And I looked. I said, And so I just said, how many points do you average? And he goes, I said, now how many do you got tonight? I said, I think I am guarding you. I'm doing a good job guarding you. Okay, so and then I went on and went ahead and I said something to him. And my wife later on, my wife says, does he know that you just insulted him? I said, no, he'll realize it tomorrow. It'll sink in, and tomorrow he'll realize I insulted him.
There he
So
texted you and just said, "Don't you come back around this YMCA."
don't you come back to this 30 and over league. Take your ass. Take
Take
your
your time with that, GD. Call back free.
Oh, I do. Nah, I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk about. Never mind. Okay. So, I mean, you've done. That's another thing I respected about you is that you've done the legwork. I told my wife that um you do what I would have done if I had the balls. Like you make the road trips in the car. Yeah, like I did too. I am willing to sleep in my car overnight for a gig.
Yeah,
I just haven't had to.
that's it. Yeah,
I'm willing to. It's like somebody says I would take a bullet for you, but they never really had to take a bullet.
right.
I would sleep in my car for a gig if I had to. I just haven't had to.
Hey, be careful what you wish for, man. You might make it happen.
Oh no, I don't. No, I'm not wishing for it. I'm just no,
Mhm.
no. I'm just saying. But you try to do things the right way,
Yes, sir.
which is going to break your heart. Just like I
Oh,
said. No, I'm just saying because like I said, you cannot have your dignity and be successful in the comedy game. Not
mhm.
comedy, but the comedy game.
Yeah.
Because you could have, like I said, you can have a drug problem and be successful. You can have emotional problems and be successful at it. You can have alcohol problem and be successful, but you can't have your dignity and be successful in the comedy game. I'm not
Yeah.
saying that you can't be successful in comedy. I'm just talking about the game itself, which we know is different. That's a different beast than comedy.
No, 1,000%. In a weird way, like I agree with it, bro. There've been, I'm talking about months. Not where I'm like crazy drinking. I don't keep like alcohol in the house and that, but I know when I get to that venue, I need to get 3 tequila shots in me ASAP because I'm gonna deal with some bullshit. Like, and I just need to be able to stomach through it so I can get done at the end of the night and just go the fuck home.
Yeah, see, and I refuse to let anything get to the point where I have to have a drink to deal with it. If there's any, and it doesn't matter what it is, it doesn't matter if I have to have a drink to deal with it, then I shouldn't be doing it.
Dude, hey.
So if you ever see me on stage and I had a few drinks or a drink,
Hmm. That's your last night.
that's it. I'm done. You know,
Yeah.
I've only been on the under the influence of alcohol once on stage, and that was a miscalculation.
Mm.
Um, I was supposed to go up earlier than I did,
Hmm.
and they asked me if I would go up later because there was a comedian who had to return his costume. And I'm like, what? And
Yeah.
I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Okay. And so the comedian, so I gave him my spot and I took his spot later in the lineup. There's like seven, you know how it is.
Mhm.
Where some showcases have like seven comics or some crap like that. And
Yeah.
then as opposed to like a show where you have like three people, you know,
Hmm.
so it was a showcase. And this guy had a costume that was dressed like a penis.
Mm.
His head was the head, and the testicles were his feet, and the rest of the body was the shaft. And he just did a bunch of dick jokes.
Oh Jesus! Was this in
But
Florida?
yeah, oh yeah, this is in
Yeah.
Florida. So what? But because I went up later, my food and my drinks were there.
Mhm.
You know, so I not drinking won't. You know, and also I was so I had my beer. I drank my beer, or was it something stronger? It may have been a real drink, and it was on an empty stomach because
Mhm.
so by the time I went up, I was a little bit tipsy.
What's your
And I just,
favorite drink?
huh?
What's your favorite drink?
Oh, it's one of two things. I have three. I have three favorite drinks,
Mhm.
and it actually depends on my mood. Um, uh, whiskey sour,
Okay, I like that.
Midori sour,
Okay.
and screwdriver with a citron.
Okay.
Absolute citron.
Hmm. Honestly,
No,
I've never heard of a screwdriver before.
a screwdriver is just orange juice and vodka.
Oh, okay.
But I like absolute vodka. I don't want that rot gut crap. You know, I want the good stuff. I mean, I didn't have the good stuff when I was growing up, you know, when I
Mhm.
started drinking. But once you can afford the good stuff, why go back if you don't have to?
Yo, real shit, man. Cause vodka, especially, man, they some cheap vodkas be way too sweet. You know.
Now, you have okay, just you mentioned Ron earlier. And for those of you who don't know Ron is, Ron Kane is a show promoter, Two Canes Productions. And
Hmm.
I will post show his picture and his information because Ron does a lot of good work for comedians and comedy in the Pennsylvania area,
Yeah.
and so I do want to give him his props. Um, I mean, he's pretty decent for an ugly guy. He's no, I'm just teasing. He's not that ugly. He's
Oh, this week episode of hurting Ron Kane's name. I heard he was at the Capitol on January 6th.
yeah. Yeah, but that was only because he was leading the bus tour.
Ah,
It's not because he was like believed in that stuff. It was just about money.
he-
For him, it was just a business transaction. He was a tour. He had an opportunity to make some money, so he took it. He doesn't believe in that stuff. He's a decent guy. He's got a good heart.
just said, let me capitalize on this real quick.
That's it. Let me make some money. Get out. So, what was your first? Your when there were a couple of people you knew at your first set. I could and like the person who pushed you into it. What did they think of it? What did they think of your first set?
Uh, I think they liked it, but for different reasons. Not necessarily for it being like the funniest or whatever. I think they just
Right.
liked it because they like, yo, he really went up there saying that shit. Like, it's just funny watching people go up and talk to the void.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
How about you, man? What did people think when they first saw you?
Well, most people were too kind.
Mhm.
Now I knew my material and my premises were good. I knew that. I didn't need anybody to tell me that. Um, and I but I knew it was rough.
Yeah.
I and when I watched it, I was talking so fast that even I couldn't understand what I was saying sometimes. And when you can't understand yourself, you're talking fast.
Yeah.
But it wasn't as bad as I feel about it. You
Hmm.
understand? Intellectually, I know it was good, and I could look at the material. Remember, I could look at the material and go like, actually, that's really good. That's really good. And some people actually thought I'd been doing comedy longer than I had. That was my first time.
Yeah.
Um, Now, there was a friend of mine who's a professional actress. When she saw it, she read me the riot act, but she
Mm-hmm.
read the riot act to me through the eyes of an actress as opposed to the eyes of a comedian.
Hmm.
But still, what she said helped me with my stage presence.
Right.
Um,
That's a good friend.
yeah. Like I said, well, you can't hurt my feelings, so you might as well tell me the truth. If you're gonna
Yeah.
lying to me doesn't help me at all. So just tell me that you thought no, that you thought I sucked or whatever. Yeah, just tell me.
Yeah. Just
So
tell me I should quit comedy. That's it.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, but no one's ever said that to me. Uh, of consequence. No one that mattered.
Mm-hmm.
So now, who who could be in the audience that would make you nervous?
Nobody.
Is that because Paul Mooney's dead?
Nah, even if Paul Mooney was alive, I'd be like, probably nobody. I mean, bro, I just been through a lot in life where I don't get nervous. If I wasn't nervous per se, wrestling fucking men 1-on-1 in tight ass clothing,
Right.
I don't think I would be nervous getting a microphone.
Well, that's true. Yeah, I used to be a stripper, so it's kind of hard for me to,
I
you
knew
know.
you was into some shit like that.
Oh,
I knew it.
you make it sound like it was like some shit like that. No, it was a business opportunity. Uh,
No, but I just knew you had that freak in you, man. Come on.
no, but there's once you can like stand in front of people and they grope you and stuff like that. It's comedy. It's like no.
What was your stripper name?
I didn't I used my real name. What it is, I did characters. So whatever I was hired to do, I changed my name. I developed a character for that. Yeah,
Yo, that is hilarious. Fuck the
yeah,
fake name. I use my real name.
yeah. I used my real name. I used my real name, and so and I did private parties. So if somebody said we need a police officer, okay, then I would have a character name for the police officer. Or we need a fireman. Okay, well then I have a character name for the fireman. But it's not even I even didn't always use the same name. I use the same name.
Yeah.
I would because if somebody like if the lady said to me hired me. He says, "We're doing a party for my girlfriend." Oh, so what's your girlfriend's name? Okay, so such. Okay, what's her? And I'll ask some background. So I
Mhm.
may show up, and the fireman may have the same name as her father. Just to be free, or her
Yeah.
boyfriend, or or her dog or something. Just something to make it personal.
Oh wow.
Just a personal touch. So she'll go like, "I can't believe you got the same name as my brother-in-law, my future brother-in-law, whatever."
You wasn't
So
afraid that might weird them out and be like, oh man, never mind.
I don't worry about it because they're paying to see me with my clothes off. They forget about being weird. They forget that's like it's just a connection, you know. Besides
That's
that, yeah, yeah. So I didn't even have like a name that I used all the time. I changed the names based on the the same thing. Like I guess what I do with the comedy, the same thing. I don't do the same set over and over again.
right.
I had the same introduction. I'll use the same I have the same introduction I'll use for a year, maybe two.
Yeah.
And then once I record it onto a DVD, then I stop using that introduction, and then I'll use a new introduction for the next year or two until I record the next DVD, and then I'll change that introduction.
Yeah.
That's it. But that's only for my comfort level. So when I get on stage, it's like, okay, showtime. That's it.
Yeah.
Because I'm nervous when I get on stage every time.
Yeah, I hear you. It's like what they say when you prepping for something, it's good to
Right.
do the same thing over just to mentally know you could do it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, cut that out. Okay. So, uh, Josh, you recently recorded a CD, or at least recorded the material for your CD. You want to talk about it? Does it have a name? Do you have a name for it yet, or you know?
I do not have a name for it. I know the release date is coming in May. Yeah, it's just I'm like old school. I want to wait till like the final like edits is done, and then I could listen to it, and whatever my heart tells me the name of that should be, that's gonna be the name of it.
Oh,
I don't.
okay.
Yeah, same reason I don't. I never when people say, "Oh man, you went on tour or whatever," I said if I give it a name, it ain't no tour. Like you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
And see, I guess I think a little differently because I have like I already know the name of my next DVD, even though it's like I'm not finished writing it yet.
Right. Okay.
Because to me, it's like gives me like a focus.
Hmm.
It's not like I'm wandering around just telling jokes. It's like no, I'm aiming towards something. I'm aiming toward that goal.
Right.
So
And maybe it will change for me later on, but I mean, this is
yeah,
my debut first one, so
yeah, you're doing it wrong. No, I'm just teasing. No, let me stop.
damn.
I'm just teasing. I love you. I do. I love you, man. I'm just teasing.
You
If
know,
I
you
didn't,
should.
if I didn't think you could take it, if I thought you'd like go in your room cry and stitch your wrist, I wouldn't say anything.
What you
You
didn't see
know.
all these cuts, man? It's like, nah.
Yeah, but those aren't from me. Those are from dealing with Ron.
Hey, man, you know it, dude.
Those are not my cuts because mine would be deeper.
Yo, man. You said what, G?
No, those are not my cuts.
Yeah. Nah, that's funny, man.
So now, being from Philly,
Mm-hmm.
now is that where do you still live in Philly now?
No, I live in Lancaster now.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so did did you do? Well, I'm trying to find out, and I don't have I didn't think about this question in advance, so forgive me for trying to figure this out. Have you done comedy in Philly and comedy in Lancaster, and how are they different audiences?
Yes. So, I didn't move up to Lancaster until 21 or 22, one of them.
Right,
Um, so when I used to go back from school, I would like go to Philly. All right, just to make it all make sense, since my school's in Williamsport, I always been like full time comedy in Central PA. You know what I'm saying?
right,
But every time I went home, um, like for the summers, I'll have that 4 month period being back in my hometown of Philly, and I will do it there and New York City, and do like some of the like city circuits because it's just easier to move, that way.
right.
Um, so I guess to answer your question, comparing it to, um, look, performing in Central PA could be a blessing and could be a curse. You may not be able to touch all the subjects you want because not everybody is knowledgeable about the same shit.
Right.
So you have to kind of have more broad material. But dude, when they like the laughs, the feedback you get, bro, it could carry you through your next month. Like it just feels so good. And in Philly, earning their respect is kind of like a nice pat on the back. Like, hell yeah, bro. Like, Philly people, I made them laugh. Like, 'cause they ain't laughing unless it really is funny. And then you kind of like play with more like topics. But um, I don't know. I just feel like in general, compared to any city, you go to that small pocket of somewhere in the country, the lightning you capture there, I just feel like it's just special compared to like cities.
Now, I just want to make a slight correction for people. I don't want people to get the idea that you only perform in Pennsylvania. You perform around the country. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I wouldn't have you on here if you only had done Pennsylvania. That's stupid. I mean,
Yeah,
you've done some of the hard work, you
yeah, I
know.
appreciate that, man.
So you've done some of the hard work, and like I said, some of the work that I wouldn't do. And that's again, it's not a knock. I'm just saying there's some things like I'm just not I'm just not playing that game. Like fuck
Yeah.
you. Comedy doesn't mean that much to me. I'm an old man. Fuck you. You're young and you actually have aspirations of being a successful comedian. See,
We'll see how long though.
yeah, but you still have the aspiration. You haven't given up on that, right? Am I right? You haven't given up on it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You and I have given up on it. I don't I have no illusions I'm going to be like famous or that
Yeah.
someone's going to. I mean, I would like to do a college.
Mhm.
I would love to I would love to perform in colleges again. I would
Yeah.
love to like do cruise ships, but that's just a bucket list thing. See, now
Yeah.
I have bucket list shit. At my age, I
Mhm.
just have bucket list shit. I
Yeah.
want to say like, okay, I want to perform in all 50 states.
Mhm.
And not well, 51 if you count a sobriety and no, just a state of wealth. I like the state of wealth also, but so 52 states and DC.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, I'm Puerto Rico too now. And did the Virgin Islands count?
well, they're not states. I would love to do them. Yeah,
You said
I,
U.S. Territories too, right?
But yeah, but they're not states.
Okay.
Yeah, and because territories come and go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying because, and I would love it if they weren't territories. I would love it if they were either states or their own countries. So they have
Really?
their, yeah, so they have some serious representation. Just like I think DC should be a state. DC has no representation, and if I lived in DC, I'd be pissed. Taxation and no representation, oh, I'd be pissed.
But
Yeah,
look, do you really want? Imagine what if Puerto Rico gets like elected to be a state, and they like, you know what, guys, we all conservatives. You go, that's it.
that's fine. That's up to the people. I don't care about people being conservative or progressive or anything like that. What I care about is people being intelligent. Now, if you're telling me they're conservative and stupid or liberal and stupid, then I got a problem with it because that means they're just going to follow. They don't. They're just going to follow. They're going to vote willy nilly and just follow whatever bullshit they're told.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't care if somebody's conservative or I just want people to be smart about what they're doing. If they're dumb, that was the problem with Donald Trump. He's fucking dumb, and that's what's wrong with his supporters. They're just fucking dumb because all the things they say they want, he does not want. But they vote for him anyway because cult. It's a cult. But I can say that now because I can't lose any more conservative. All my conservative base has left me already. That's why I only have 41 followers on YouTube now because my conservative base, most of my base was conservative, oddly enough.
Because conservative people love to laugh. They love, but the thing about conservative people, bro, that we try to make them understand. Not all conservatives, obviously, but like this new wave of conservatives, it's like, bro, y'all not putting things where it's like, okay, that's your difference, whatever. You're putting things forward that's detrimental to the group. Like that's the problem.
Yes. And that's what I'm saying. So if with Puerto Rico, was it what we're talking about, Puerto Rico?
Puerto Rico becoming a state.
If Puerto Rico wants to be a state and they want to be conservative, fine. It's their place. That's what the people want. But if they're becoming conservative because that's the only people that they'll let vote, like in Georgia and Florida, then I feel bad for them. But I'll still take their money.
Well, that makes you a great American because that's what it's all about.
Yeah, I'll still take their money. Yeah. And I'm not going to speak Spanish either. Whatever. Well, I don't even know what they speak in Puerto Rico.
Spanish.
Okay. Puerto Rican.
He said, I don't even know what they speak in Puerto Rico.
Yeah. Puerto Rican. I'm just teasing. I'm just teasing. I have Spanish friends. I have friends from Puerto Rico. I know what they speak. I know. I just don't like that they do it. No.
But you seem so nervous, man. You seem so nervous. Like your Puerto Rican friends are gonna see this and say, "Okay, that's it."
Oh no, because I only have two.
Wow. Too many.
I take that. Yeah. Yes, that's it. Too many. No.
We're joking, Puerto Ricans. We love you.
No, we don't. No,
oh my God! Way past funny. Yeah, GD canceled. That's what.
Hi, I'm GD Fenderson, certified forensic humorist at large, but I'm losing weight. You have just watched part 2 of our interview with comedian Josh Dweh. Join us for part 3, and when you do, bring a friend.